Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Strike Zone with St. Paul Saints Manager George Tsamis. Strike Zone is a weekly program that gives you, the fans, the opportunity to ask the St. Paul skipper questions about the Saints, baseball or sports in general, or just seek George's wisdom about life events that are going on. In this week's episode, George provides some team updates for us. He talks about the progress of Sam Moss and what he's looking to occur to improve his bullpen, and George gives advice to a dad who's trying to figure out how to keep the boys away from his daughter. Let's get right to Strike Zone. So let's welcome back Manager George Tsamis out on the road in Laredo this week during the 2-week road trip there. So, George, first of all, how's things going down there in Laredo?
It's okay. It's all right. We're halfway through the road trip, and we lost a tough one last night. They're a good team, and we had plenty of chances to score, and we just couldn't get that big hit to blow the game open. But hopefully we can go out there tonight and win the series.
Do you have an early evening game or an afternoon game there?
No, it's 7 o'clock.
Oh,
7
okay.
o'clock Sunday night game, so I don't, that's the way it is.
And then on Amarillo.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Well, how about some team updates for us this week, George?
As many know, Jeff Shields has gone to Mexico. He pitched really good the other day, and just a lot of money are being thrown at the players, and you can't blame them for taking it. So he is gone. Tony Caldwell is not with us on the road. He's just trying to get that arm better, and hopefully when we get back from the road trip, or maybe even in Sioux Falls, he'll be able to play. Max Garrett, he had a good game last night too. He got a hit. Nice sacrifice bunt, and he threw a guy out too. And he's pretty good behind the plate. That's been a nice little surprise in the couple of games he's played. And then Mike Gilmartin was activated from the DL yesterday, even though there was no injury. It was just, just the classification thing, the high classifications. You can only have a certain amount, and we had to put somebody on. But he played last night, got a couple of hits, played good shortstop, so he's good. And we are trying to find somebody to replace Jeff Shields. Tonight we're going to start Cody Schwarber, who's a starter in college, and hopefully he can give us a good outing.
Well, that sounds like quite a stretch right you got going on here. So busy time around the Saints.
A lot of things have gone on, but that's the way it goes, and I'm sure other teams in the league have the same kind of issues.
I wanted to ask before we get into the fan questions, boy, that Cody Schwarber is really looking sharp for you.
Yeah, his stuff's pretty good. And he has 3 pretty good pitches, and again, we had to put him on the DL to activate Gilmartin, and he's not hurt. He'll pitch Friday in Sioux Falls, and we'll deal with the classification at that point.
Wow. Well, let us get into our fan questions for this week. We first of all begin with Rob from Brooklyn Park, who asks, "It seems like the Saints are the pipeline for the teams in Mexico."
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. A bunch of guys. These guys deserve it. They've done well, and again, like I said before, it's a lot of money to pass up, and making 4 or 5 times as much money as we were paying them. So you can't blame them for chasing the money.
And it's a good opportunity, I would assume, for their careers as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of guys have played down in Mexico for a long time, and if you do well, you can play there for a long time, and again, you can make a lot of money down there.
Next up, we have Leon from St. Paul. He says, "George, how do you do it? Tony Caldwell gets hurt, and the backup guys just hit over 300. You are the man."
Well, thanks. Thank you. But it's sometimes when we started the season, we wanted to have 2 catchers, and then we needed a bullpen catcher, and we wanted it to be somebody that we know that we can activate if something like this happens, and that's what happened. And again, in the couple of games Max has played, he's done well, and he does a good job behind the plate, and no doubt he can be a catcher. If it's on our team throughout the season or somebody else's team, there's no doubt he can do it. And again, he had a great throw last night when a guy was stealing and he threw him out. He's decent back there.
Gretz had a couple of huge games in Joplin as well.
Yeah, he's been swinging the bat well, and that's been a nice surprise. And hopefully he can keep it going. He's a left-handed hitter, and yeah, but he's done well too.
Mike from St. Paul would like to know, were those rain delays a blessing in disguise for you, or does this really challenge your pitching staff?
The first day, the first rain out, it was nice to have that rain out just because we play every day and there was no off days the first 28 days. So it was good to have it. But then once it keeps happening and you have rain delays and then back-to-back double headers, it makes it tough. But again, both teams have to do it, and but hopefully we're away from the rain delays, even though it's supposed to rain tonight here. But I guess we'll find out. But it's good to have a day off. I will say that. But when it rains back-to-back days, and that's not fun for anyone.
Peter from New Prague asks, Sam Moss seems like he is back to playing like he did 2 years ago. What do you think is the change?
Yeah, the last couple of games he's swung the bat well, and cause he did get off to a slow start here, and I think last year when he struggled, I think it was because he was playing through the injury. But this year there seems to be no issues, and hopefully he can stay healthy and keep doing well. And it's something I've always said, and sometimes the fans ask, about how I talk about how the lineup maybe we're not hitting enough, and I still feel that way. We're not hitting enough. It's just been it's with Sam and pretty much everybody else. So we need to be a little bit more consistent hitting. And the other night we had, it was the same story where we were struggling hitting, and then we got that big seventh inning where we scored those 6 runs, and that was great. But we need a little bit more of that.
I think what you're seeing, then, if I understand this correctly, is the big innings obviously are great, but when that's the only hitting you're getting is in one inning, that's where you're looking at the challenge, I would assume.
Yes, and again, this is not critical. You can ask anyone. You can ask the hitters. We just, we're not hitting as good as we can, and it's not critical. And even last night we left 12 guys on base. We had numerous chances to get some runs in, and we left a lot of runs out there, and that's what I'm talking about. How it's just we can improve, and we need to get a few more big hits with guys on base.
Sam from Circle Pines wants to know how you and Kerry Lightenberg get the bullpen turned around.
Yeah, we need to. It's just need a little more, be a little more consistent. Because one day they go out there and look great, and then the next day they don't. So it's just, we have some good guys down there that have come off good years, and we just need to get them going.
Billy from St. Paul mentions, he says, there have been a lot of walks your pitching staff has been giving up so far this season. That has to drive you crazy. Yeah, pretty much. And yes, and it's a very accurate statement that there's too many walks. There's too many walks, too many balls, and I don't think anybody in the stadium likes balls or walks, and we need to put more strikes, and we need to fix it, and guys need to maybe not nibble as much and go right after the hitters. Pam from St. Paul would like to know if Mark Hamburger is really as zany as everyone makes him out to be. He is an excellent teammate. Guys love him, and he's always he's a funny guy, man, and he always makes guys laugh. But the thing about him, though, he wants to win so bad that he's very intense out there, and but he jokes around with the best of them, and he's a great guy to have in the clubhouse. Even though I don't like some of the music he plays in the clubhouse, but other than that, he's a great guy to have. And the hair. We know you're not a big fan of the hair. The hair. I love the hair. Yeah, the hair is above average hair. Awesome. Charlie from Woodbury asks, do you talk to any of your guys from last season that are in affiliate ball? He's wondering how they're doing. Yeah, we exchanged some texts with some of them. Vinny DeFazio got sent down to Double-A. I know he played in one game in Double-A the other day. But, he has not got much of a chance yet. We're over 2 months into the season, and he's played in one game, so that's got to be frustrating for him, and hopefully he just sticks in there and gets the opportunity and takes advantage of it. That's what it's all about, taking advantage of the opportunity. Gonzalez and Abel doing well, throwing real good, and
and Anthony Phillips is playing, most of the time in Double-A, and just a good shortstop.
Excellent. Chet from Minneapolis wants to know who your favorite teammate was from your playing days.
When I was with the Twins, Mike Conley was a good friend of mine, and we came up in the minors together. We played in the Cape Cod League together too, so we knew each other for a long time, and we came up together. And Scott Erickson, when I was in the big leagues, he was a good guy to me, and we hung out for a while. But the things you hear about Kirby Puckett and Dave Winfield, they're right on. They're excellent teammates. They're great guys to have, and especially Kirby Puckett, and he made the rookies, he made them feel comfortable there, and he's joking around with them, and that shows you what kind of guy he was. And Dave Winfield, excellent guy, and Ken Herbeck was excellent too, and funny, and there were some good guys on that team too, with Rick Aguilera and Kevin Company too, and there were some good guys that just good to you, and it's good to have good guys in the clubhouse.
Dave from Chaska would like to know if you know of any good camps in the area where girls can improve their softball skills.
I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure if you look around, you can probably find them, but I would probably be the wrong guy to ask that one.
When are you running your own camp, by the way?
I should know the dates to this. I believe it's at the end of June. I don't have it right here in front of me. I believe it's a series that Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I believe, the last week of June, I believe. I should have it. I'm sorry I don't have it in front of me, but I believe we play Winnipeg and then Sioux Falls, and so I believe it's the last week of June. Sorry, I don't have the exact date.
Is that something that would be on the website so we could direct them towards, I would gather?
Yes, yeah, without a doubt. And without a doubt.
Okay.
I should know it, and I just don't have it in front of me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to zap you with a question like that.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Ben from Egan wants to know, with the College World Series going on, it made him wonder if you follow your own college's baseball team.
Yeah, I follow it, and I went to Stetson University in Florida, and they did get in the regional, and they did play, in Miami. They did get knocked out in 2 games, but they made a nice little run there to get in, and but played some good teams, and now they're out. And the College World Series, that's the regionals too, and even the softball College World Series. I enjoy watching those, and it's that's what you do when you're on the road. You sit there and watch college, the College World Series, or regionals, or softball. That's what I do. I sit there and watch them.
Next up, we have Tom from Faribault, who says, Skipper, I am coaching Little League for the first time this year. Do you have suggestions on what are the fundamentals I should really focus on?
I've been giving lessons for a long time, and you'd be surprised at how many of the kids that you work with that they don't know how to throw the proper way and not taught the proper way and catching the ball too. And it's just that's the most important thing, knowing how to throw and knowing how to catch. You have to know how to do it the right way, and so you can watch videos, you can do whatever, but you got to make sure that it depends how young they are too. Some of them are maybe even afraid of the ball a little bit, and my advice on that is if they're younger and they're maybe afraid of the ball, just throwing tennis balls at them so they can learn to catch the proper way. And if they do happen to miss it and it hits them, it's not going to hurt. And I think that's how you get them in good habits. Throwing the softball balls or tennis balls, whatever, just so they learn the right way to catch a ball and pop-ups. I still remember when my daughter was younger and growing up and throwing pop-ups to her, and at first she struggled with it because was worried about getting hit. So I threw tennis balls at her, and so she learned to catch it the right way. And there was times she missed it when the ball hit her, it wouldn't really hurt. That's the way you get in the right, get them to do it the right way by, if they get hit, it's not going to hurt, and they won't get in bad habits catching the ball.
That's good suggestions there. Next
up, I'm just telling you, you'd be surprised at how many you've seen, because again, just at the younger ages, they're a little afraid of the ball, and that's okay. But, you don't want them to get in the bad habits of catching the ball, and you'd be surprised at how many don't know how to catch the ball the right way, the proper way, and in my opinion, that's just the way to do it.
Next up, we have Next up, we have Ivan from Minneapolis. He says, George, I know you are not a big basketball or hockey fan, but since you are a Bay Area kid, you got to love that the Sharks and the Warriors are both in the finals.
Yeah, growing up in the area, I mean, obviously it's great that they're both in there. I really haven't followed it, too closely. The older you get, I really mainly just care about the Saints, and but it is exciting to watch the Warriors play. That's something else. That's exciting to watch them and pulling for them, and hopefully they can pull it off.
Our last question for this week comes from Worried Dad, who says, my daughter just turned 14. You have a daughter in college. Any suggestions on keeping the boys away? He really needs some help.
Yeah, we always just suggest, hey, just cover your eyes and hopefully it goes right. I don't know what to tell you. It's, they're not going to listen to us anymore. At about that age, they stop listening to us and our dad's wrong and blah, blah. So just cover your eyes and hope for the best.
Thanks for joining us this week, George.
Okay, thank you. I'll see you later.
All right. We want to thank Manager George Tsamis for joining us on Strike Zone this week. If you have your own questions you'd like to ask the St. Paul Saints skipper, please send them to us at askgeorge@minorleaguesportsreport.com. That's askgeorge@minorleaguesportsreport.com. Please have your questions to us by Saturday evening so we can give the skipper a little time to review the questions before we record the show. I'm Rob Pannier, the managing editor of the Minor League Sports Report, and we'll see you next time on Strike Zone.